Mm. Hey y'all. Y'all, when my babies left at the end of May, I told myself I wanted to read. I wanted to sleep. I wanted to get my house in order. I wanted to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And this week, I came across, now this show is 2 months old. So I came across the show this week. And I didn't hear anybody talk about it. Um, and I think this is probably the same time Tyler Perry show came out, y'all. Let's be honest. I think that's the same time that Tyler Perry show came out. So I was like, I just needed something good to watch and just something to keep my interest, okay? Because y'all, I do have a bigger attention span than a TikTok short or a YouTube short, okay? So my attention span can it's pretty high, right? Compared to, other people's attention span nowadays. So I watched the show and I must say I was very well first British shows or any foreign shows sometimes stay with the topic. They stay with the agenda of the show. And I must say this was very good with staying on topic. And not throwing a lot of trendy topics in the mix. I guess, yeah, they didn't need to do that. In this show, they did not need to do anything. They didn't need to go, hey, mystery. They didn't need to go in Americans' um, issues. They didn't need to go into like the British issues. They just stayed on topic and they told the storyline. So this was what made the show stand out for me. Um, Another thing that stood out was the limited of players in this show. Like for example, this sometimes shows can do an overkill by putting too many big actors or actresses in one film. And that is an overkill to me because now I'm looking at the characters and their last project. For example, I'm looking at if Tyler Perry put Taji, Megan Good, and who else? Angela Bassett and Jennifer Lewis. I'm looking at this is what I'm gonna look at when I think of Megan Good. I'm gonna look at nothing but Why Did I Get Married or Think Like a Man. I'm gonna look at one of those films. Taji, Hustle and Flow, Angela Bassett, What Love Got to Do with It, Tina, Jennifer Lewis, A Mama Role. So I'm gonna just look at their past roles instead of that show, and it's hard for that. So this one they didn't have like good stars, and Matthew Goody, he was I didn't know nothing about him, but I did recognize him on Roots, and there's a couple people like if I watch the shows, I might recognize them. But if you're not like a British person that you don't follow a lot of British shows, um, you won't recognize some of them. But Matthew, that's the only thing I recognized him was from Roots. And there was another person. Hello, Steven. How you doing? Steve, how you doing? But this show was very wonderful. It was a different twist, a different turnout. So when you watch it and you watch the first episode, you're gonna start thinking everybody that introduced, the main characters they introduced, is the villain. You're gonna automatically think that because why not? Thank you. I appreciate you. Now I'm not a Pines, okay? I promise you I'm not a Pines. But And at the end of the day, this film just it touched your heart. Like you learn to love the characters, and I don't think we have that many shows that you learn to love the characters. You learn to love the ones that you thought was a villain, a piece of shit when they first introduced you. And I love the fact that they didn't use a lot of wordage to describe something. Like you'll see in the episode when the main character and his ex partner was standing, and you could actually read the situation. You could actually read the feelings without them even saying anything, and you saw the careness in each other's eyes. And I love how the director just he used a lot of silent moments to capture the film, the moment. You know what I'm saying? That you didn't have to do a lot of talking, and I like that. Oh, it's not working. I don't know how to work it, but I really, at at the end of the day, if you are looking for a thriller, something, and again, if you have an attention span of a longer than a short, this is your show for you. Because nowadays, I don't think we have that attention span for shows. Like, after the first episode or 30 minutes, if it don't catch your attention, you giving up on it. And that's how most shows are. So this one, it had to be very dull, very drawn out. And I see why that director had to go that way, that route, because it needed to be extra. Because they couldn't give you everything in one thing. And I was kind of upset because now, because I'm a rusher watcher, but I do have a good attention span. And when I say that, I always was assuming that everybody was the bad guy because that's how they portrayed it, right? The nonchalant, the carefree, the go on his life type of attitude. And I just felt like, darn, everybody, the main people that they brought in was the villain. So when you saw, and it's two scenes, it's two events that's taking place, and there's what is it? The time frame. It's going to go back in time. It's going today, and they're constantly doing that. So if you're not paying attention, you're going to really lose that time frame because you were like, but this you'll really lose it. So I would say this is a good show. Like if you're looking for something to do on a Saturday or my favorite time of the year, and don't be thinking I'm crazy. It's my favorite time of the year, and it's hurricane season. I love hurricane season because it can cripple the town. That's the only reason why. I don't care for the winds and the storms, and if I'm inside, I'm cool. We can do all the rain, but the the power outage, I'm not cool with. But just to be at the house and everything shuts down, I'm cool with that. I love it. I love a town like my town. Because when I tell somebody, I said, when they shut down the ABC store, the town is crippled. And I love it. I love it. And y'all, ever since I realized I like that, we haven't had like a hurricane. We haven't had a thunderstorm. Y'all, I save um like every year I save about maybe like $200 just to have like for emergency, like if we need to go to a hotel or something, right? Um if we need to travel, like my mom's place is in South Carolina. So if it's that bad, I at least know I saved $200 for that rainy day, right? And you might need a little bit more, but right now I got $200 to get me to this place, that place, and a room, right? And every year after the storm is, if we don't use that $200, we always eat Chinese food. Y'all, I don't know if that's the best thing ever, is coming out the house after a storm or, like snow. That's like the best thing ever. Just getting back out in the so if I'm in the house for a week, baby, I love it. I do, I really do. And my kids are not that bad. So you will never hear me talking about, oh, can't wait till these kids go back to school. Yeah, you ain't gonna never hear that. And y'all, and number one, I don't I'm done with the review. But you'll never hear me say that. Like never. And I don't have my kids in summertime or on vacation. So like spring break, my kids skedaddle to my mama's house. Summer vacations, my kids skedaddle to my mama's house. And of course, like Christmas break or Thanksgiving, we always traveling. So when I really do get my kids on their breaks, I typically spend time with them once a month when they have a break. Like for example, if their break is on Monday, I'll take off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then we'll travel back Monday. And that's my time that I spend with my kids. So I'm not rushing for spring break. I'm not rushing to be in the crowd. So like in October, um, we going to Busch Gardens because I didn't get to do nothing with them on summer vacation. And then on Christmas break, I will spend with them on Martin Luther King weekend. It's crazy, I know. But that is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. They go back to school on Tuesday. Well, it depends on certain areas. It didn't do anything where I'm at. I'm like on the like Robeson, Cumberland area. So yeah, we saw a few things, but the kids was out of school, but it wasn't long. It wasn't long. Like I want that 2 or 3 those 2 3 weeks. Like they was out one time for like 2 weeks. I'm such a bad person. I promise you, I'm a bad person. I loved it. Y'all didn't have to get up, take them to school. COVID was my best time. That was my best time with my kids. And that was COVID. I didn't mind them home during COVID. I promise you. It wasn't no crying, oh my gosh, these kids in the house out of home. No, they ate just like, I guess because I feed them on a regular. So that's how you can tell when people don't don't feed their kids because they'll say some shit like they eating me a house out of home. You don't feed them on a regular basis. Yes, and it's crazy because I stayed in Boone, well, Banner Elk when I was in college. It was like 25, no 24, 2004, 2004. I stayed in Banner Elk and we had a hurricane. And I'll say that was the worst thing I ever experienced was a hurricane on the mountain. Cause yeah, it was the worst thing. And we had a couple of snow. We had snow days and stuff like that. That wasn't bad. But it was definitely the rain and the wind. So I don't think I would ever want to do a hurricane in the mountains. Never. But on flat land, I'm fine with it. I'm fine. I just know what to do and what not to do. Make sure you got your insurance. And I think I believe if you don't have insurance, I think that's when shit happens. Nah, that bitch got insurance. Now we ain't gonna touch her. So yeah, and I'll be damned if I have no insurance on nothing. Okay, my apartment, my car, absolutely. Now I'm keeping insurance on these times of the absolutely not. But y'all, this is a great, like I said, this is a great episode season. I just wish and pray that they probably bring back the same writers. Um, and a lot of times I feel like a lot of people don't like the same writers because of their personal agenda of the show. But I think the cast, they work together, they work well together. The personalities of them pulling that that character out, it matched. It wasn't like no, hey, I'm here. I've been on Game of Thrones for 4 seasons. You never saw that in the acting. You see it in some places, but y'all know y'all see the ego in shows, and you be like, damn, that's shitty. And I'll be honest with you, I watched Young Sheldon with my son, and that show kept my interest. And I'm not a big, Big Bang Theory. I'm not a big Friends. I don't really care for shows that's like, they're high, they're high and low. And those type of shows are very high and low. Um, they don't make family shows. And I think I really wanted a family show again. And that was like the closest family show compares to like the Cosby's, Roseanne. That gave you a mixture of that. You know what I'm saying? Yes, when I say Cosby's, Cosby's and Roseanne, they basically had the similar moral factor in their family. You know what I'm saying? They might have been different colors, but they still had, the dad and mom worked. They had children. They took care of their kids. They did the best they could in raising them, learn how to have patience with them. Y'all know what I'm saying? So it all worked out. But yeah, this is a good show. And even though I'm late on the game with the show, I wish, like I said, they come back for season 2. And I didn't know this series was based off of books of the writer. I think his name is Jussie something. Jussie. Um, he has 11 books in his series. And if I'm looking at it right, this could be like 11 seasons if they do it right, right? Pay attention, they do it right. And then also if they change characters, like if Matt don't come back for season 1, of course the show's gonna be like, mm-mm, it's not gonna be the same because I got used to Matt. Even the second partner, I don't want. You know what I'm saying? Like, mm-mm. even even Rose, I don't want them to change Rose. Okay, I like Rose. So, and that's very hard, definitely on shows, because I think, yeah, they change the character or they remove a character. I think I'm done from the show. I ain't even gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. And they remove a character from the show I'm used to, I'm not gonna watch it no more. But anyway, y'all, let me go. Y'all saw a weird ass shadow. But let me go and go home. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what I want to eat, but I need to eat something. I don't know if y'all ever felt that way. I need to eat something for. I need to go to the store and pick up something for dinner. But I'll talk to y'all beautiful people later. I will come back on tomorrow, and there's a new person. I want. It's not really a new person, but y'all, when I tell you this person said her rent went down and she got her lips done, I'm not jealous. I'm like, y'all living better than we are, okay? Y'all living better. You get Section 8 and you can get your lips done. I don't want my lips done, but I just want a piece of my pie. Okay, y'all, I ain't even gonna hold you. I want a piece of my pie, and I give my piece of my pie to somebody every month. Okay, every month. You telling me your rent is $150? Are you serious? But yeah, I will talk about that tomorrow because there's a lot of mommies and stuff on the sector that they got the piece of their pie, okay, and all they got to do is cry and say, I'm single, and you got people that work day in and day out just trying to stay afloat, and that's a slap in the face in society. Like a lot of people don't realize that that's a slap in the face. So, but yeah, I'm done ramping. I talk to y'all beautiful people later. Bye.